Welcome to the Urban Survivor channel, and in this video we're going to be checking out a handful of my favorite EDC flashlights that run on 14500 and in most cases AA batteries. And these lights are ideal for pocket carry because they give you plenty of output and runtime to be useful, but they still maintain a really compact profile that's barely noticeable in your pocket. And the 5 lights that we're going to be looking at in this video are the Weltool T1 Pro, which they've nicknamed the Little Duke, the ReyLight Land Apple, Beam's Pokelit, the Workhorse TS10, and finally the Convoy T3. All of these lights, with the exception of the TS10, are compatible with a single AA battery, which is really nice because they're really cheap and probably the most commonly available battery type anywhere in the world. But they are also compatible with 14500 cells, which are rechargeable, and these batteries are going to help you achieve those higher stated lumen output specs. I'm going to be giving away one of the lights in this video, and to enter all you have to do is comment down below and let me know which of these lights is your favorite, and I'll be using the comment picker app to randomly select a winner next Friday. Full details will be in the description below. We're going to kick things off with a look at the body design on these lights, and this one is the Weltool T1 Pro, and I think they did a great job with regards to the tactical aesthetics of this lights, and there's a lot of very intricate detail work on the body, and there's some crisscross knurling and a light duty pocket clip. This ReyLight Land Apple is gray, but it is available in a few other colors, and it has a nice wide knurling pattern on the tube and a very heavy duty robust pocket clip, which far exceeds any of the other pocket clips in the lineup. The Beam Pokelit has a fantastic name first and foremost, and I can't help but think of Pokemon every time I hear it. And this new version is gray, and it's got some very simple smooth knurling on the tube, and also a very robust and removable two-way pocket clip, and overall it's the most narrow of the lights here. This Workhorse TS10 is brass, and it's a very smooth and clean design with a great weightiness to it, and I think it really looks and feels good, but you can also pick it up in aluminum, which will be slightly cheaper, and it's the shortest light in the lineup by a long shot. This light also has auxiliary emitters, which glow, which make it easier to find the light in the dark. And these are green, but you can pick them up in a few different colors. However, they do drain the battery, but if you want to disable this, you can just unscrew the head. The Convoy T3 has a beautiful micro arc oxidation surface treatment, also known as MAO, and it gives the light a very unique look, and it's very easy to see how lights like this one are very collectible. However, the one downside to this light is definitely the widest and the tallest light here. Now we're going to take a look at the switches and the UIs. The Weltool T1 Pro has a rubber clicky tail switch with 3 different output modes, and while the light is off, you can do a half press to cycle between turbo and medium modes, and a full press will turn the light on. You can access the lowest mode by half pressing 4 times, and again a full press to keep the light in this mode. The ReyLight Land Apple has 4 different output modes controlled by a clicky tail switch, and a full press turns the light on, and a half press will cycle through the different output modes. The Pokelit has 3 different output modes controlled by a tail switch that's very firm and responsive, and a full press of the button will cycle you through the 3 different output modes, and overall I think this is one of the easiest and most intuitive UIs to navigate. The Workhorse has a recessed tail switch that's made of brass, and it runs Android 2, which is the most advanced of all the UIs in the lineup, and a single press will turn the light on to its last output. Holding down will step you up or down, but you can also switch into a smooth ramping mode, and from the off position, holding down will bring you to moon mode. The Convoy T3 has a silicone tail switch, and there's actually a ton of different options here when it comes to programming output levels for different mode sets, but I've got it set to its factory configuration with 4 different output modes, including a 1% output, 10, 30, and 100%, and you can turn the light on with a full press, and a half press will allow you to cycle through these different output modes. Most of these lights here come with 14500 batteries, including the Weltool, which comes with this Weltool branded 900 mAh INR 14430 battery with a built-in USB-C port for charging. The Land Apple comes with an unbounded 800 mAh battery with no charger. This battery comes with the Pokelit, and it's a 920 mAh Beam branded battery with a built-in Type-C port. The Workhorse TS10 comes with a 900 mAh Workhorse branded battery, and you will need an external charger to charge this. The T3 does not come with a battery, so you will need to provide your own, and for this video we'll be running this 1000 mAh 14500 H10 from Vapecell. With regards to emitters and reflectors, Weltool T1 Pro has a smooth aluminum reflector and an XLED high density emitter, which is going to give you a 5700K color temperature, which is very close to neutral. The ReyLight Land Apple has an orange peel style reflector with a Nichia 519A 4000K emitter, which is slightly on the warm side. The Pokelit has a very similar smooth aluminum reflector design as the Weltool, but it's not quite as deep, and it has what Beam is calling a high density LED, and this one is definitely on the cool side, coming in right around 6500K. The Workhorse TS10 has TIR optics and 3 CSP emitters which have a 90 plus CRI, and this version has a 3000K color temperature, but you can also pick it up in 4000K, and the aluminum version of the light is available in 6000K and 4000K. The Convoy T3 I've got here has a very deep orange peel style reflector and comes with a Nichia 519A emitter, and this one has an ultra warm 2700K color temperature, which is very visually appealing, and this light is available in a ton of different emitter and color temperature configurations, and I actually have this light in 6 different color temperatures. Now we're going to take a look at some turbo beam shots, and we'll start off with the Weltool T1 Pro, which has a max output of 540 lumens, a peak intensity of 21,060 candela, and a max throw distance of 290 meters. What really jumps out here is how intense this hotspot actually is, and the throw is excellent on this light, and even though the lumens are relatively low, the performance is very reminiscent of your typical 1000 lumen full-size tactical flashlight. And overall, I'm really liking this beam profile, and it's got a mid-size beam angle, and if you need a light that's going to give you a lot of distance for extended periods of time, this light is a really great option. The LAN Apple has a max output of 400 lumens, but unfortunately I was not able to come across any data about the intensity and the throw distance, but it is a flood style light with a very wide beam angle, and there's a very faint hotspot on this light, but it's not very defined. I'm really enjoying the color temperature on this light, and it's very visually appealing, and overall it's a great choice for walking and other close-up tasks. The Pokelit does boast a very impressive 1000 lumen output with a peak intensity of 2756 candela and a throw distance of about 105 meters. There's actually a very large and crisply defined hotspot on this light, and it's got a relatively wide beam angle as well. It will run on this output while ramping down to about 600 lumens over the course of about 34 seconds, and then it will continue to run for about 49 more minutes while continuing to ramp down before shutting off. The Workhorse TS10 produces an incredibly high 1400 lumen output, which is the highest of all the lights here, and the beam throw distance is about 130 meters with an intensity of 4150 candela, and this is a great flood style beam which really excels at short range use. However, as you can see, it's still able to illuminate the buildings off behind the tree, so it can touch further distances for short periods of time if needed. It will start to ramp down quite quickly, and after about 30 seconds, we're dropping to the 250 lumen range, where it will continue to run for another hour or so before turning off. Convoy provides a 500 lumen rating for this light, but it does not specify for which emitter, and my guess is that the warm colored emitters are probably closer to 400 lumens, and again we're dealing with a very nice warm colored light, and some people might not be into a light that's this warm, but I think it's quite nice, and the beam angle is relatively wide again, and there's a very faint hotspot, and the beam really reminds me a lot of the LAN Apple, and it's well suited for close-up tasks. Here's a quick look at how all these lights compare, and this view makes it really easy to see how the color temperatures stack up side by side. The Workhorse definitely prevails in lumens, followed closely behind by the Pokelit. The Weltool's hotspot far exceeds any of the other lights in the lineup, and the Convoy and the ReyLight are going to give you some more consistent runtime performance on this mode. Now we'll check out a quick comparison of these lights on their turbo modes again, but instead of a 14500, this time we'll be using a single AA battery, and even though the outputs are reduced by about 50% or more in most cases, they all still perform quite well, and all of these lights, with the exception of the TS10, can handle a standard AA, which makes them more accessible to the casual user. Alright, so we'll wrap this video up with a quick discussion on price and my final thoughts on each of these lights. You can pick up the Weltool T1 Pro for $55 on my website Goodnight Gear, and you can save 10% using the coupon code US10, and overall this was the light in the lineup that definitely surprised me the most. The build quality is great, and it's basically just a micro-sized tactical light, and the hotspot really puts the Little Duke in a class of its own. The ReyLight LAN Apple is also available at Goodnight Gear for $45, and again you can save 10% with the same coupon code. And for those of you new to ReyLight, this is their most budget-friendly offering, and the 519A is one of the most desired emitters on the market, and it's really easy to see why. ReyLight makes a handful of other larger lights with bigger batteries using the same emitter, and you can also check those out on Goodnight Gear as well. Acebeam's Pokelit can be picked up for around $30 on Amazon, and I think it's a fantastic deal, and this light has a great output and beam profile that's well suited for mid-range use, and the Acebeam is another one of those brands that always impress me with their build quality. The Workhorse TS10 is also available for around $30, and if you want a high output flood style light, look no further than this one, and considering that it's brass, it's a fantastic deal and a fun light, and my only disappointment is the lack of compatibility with AA's. Finally, the Convoy T3 MAO is available on AliExpress for around $23, making it the most budget-friendly option in the lineup. And if you want something that's affordable with a ton of different emitter options, Nothing else comes close that's currently available. You can also pick up a more basic model of this light for around $16, which is an even better deal. Thanks so much for watching the video, and if you enjoyed it, be sure to smash the like button, and if you want to pick up any of these lights, there's links down in the description, which will help support my channel, and don't forget to comment down below and let us know which AA or 14500 flashlight is your favorite.